The Moon and Neptune in aspect. There are many, many different ways that people will explain how the Moon and Neptune interact when they are in aspect to each other. I'm going to give it my best shot to go over as many possibilities as I possibly can without sounding too harsh on regards to Neptune, because Neptune is a planet that doesn't deserve harshness. It's a very good way to put it. And neither is the moon, obviously. These are both two intuitive bodies. These are two bodies that are very instinctual in nature. The moon being your emotional natures and or emotional nature and the way that you were the way that you perceived your interactions with your maternal figure as a child. Neptune, on the other hand, isn't like instinctual in regards to nurturing. It's instinctual in a way that there is no way that you can contain Neptune. If you are Neptunian in general, like a Pisces sun, or even Neptune dominant, or you have Neptune in your first house, or even in the third, or eighth, or 12th, those are the placements that I've noticed the most with Neptune strongly affecting somebody. Yeah, you're not somebody that can be contained. Telling you to not take on Neptunian qualities is like telling a child that it's not okay to like Christmas. But even more so than just that, Neptune is not something that can be contained. And when you have the moon and Neptune together, you have an emotional nature that is psychically receptive to the emotions of the people around you. Now, we can reflect on the relationship with the mother when it comes to Neptune. And normally there's kind of a little bit of a foggy area when explaining Moon Neptune, even in the most positive of aspects like the trine or the sextile. The conjunction is very much so in the middle, but definitely the strongest. And the square and the opposition are going to be more true of the negative traits of what people will describe when they say what the relationship would have been like the mother with Moon Neptune. Moon Neptune mothers are normally a little bit emotionally sad puppies. You are with your moon aspect of Neptune, your relationship with your mother is almost like you have to approach your mother with kid gloves. That's how I always explain Neptune energy. There's this like kid gloves approach to everything. Like with Neptune and the moon both being very sensitive bodies, your mother could have actually been somebody who instilled to you some sort of innate, intuitive type belief that you were in charge of making her happy. Now, with the sextile or the trine, it's probably not as strong of a behavior like the opposition or the square, where you could have actually been dealing with a parent that was mentally ill or had just some seriously big emotional issues that you had to kind of ebb and flow to adjust to. But still, even in the sextile and the trine, and the conjunction is an entirely different story. Like I said, that's the strongest. So you're dealing with either positive or negative there. You still probably had a mother that you had to kind of approach in a way that was very sensitive. And because of that, you go out into the world with this trait, this Moon Neptune trait, that is very, very sensitive to the people around you. Now, gearing away from sensitivity and psychic receptivity, we've got the awesome implications of Neptune with the moon. You're going to be somebody who is emotionally dreamy, somebody who might be a little bit emotionally easily persuaded or even gullible in a sense, somebody who might choose to see the best in others. And that can cause you a lot of pain with the Moon Neptune aspect. But in general, the Moon and Neptune together just creates a very, very sensitive person. Sensitive on a very deep and emotional level, which does make it very different. Much like Pisces moon, especially if you have the conjunction, it'll be very similar, just a little bit of a different flavor as to how you go about being the compassionate, watery person that you are. You're going to see somebody who is just very, very soft and gentle and probably wise beyond their years too. Somebody who the moon and Neptune together in aspect is the person who will always know just what to say when you need to hear it. That would obviously be true of Moon or Neptune Mercury too, in a sense, but Moon Neptune even more so. These are your empaths, regardless of whether or not this is a positive or a negative aspect, these people are just going to be highly empathetic to a point that it is almost psychic. And it, not even almost, it will be psychic because it will be very intuitive in nature. So yeah, that is the Moon and Neptune in aspect.